Kasugi Ridge in Denali State Park is one of those must-do, once-in-a-lifetime hikes. Accessible from the park's highway, the trail is difficult, but definitely within the reach of most backpackers. Midsummer to early fall is the best time to go. Hiking this trail will take at least 3 days for most people and requires some planning. To hike this trail, you'll need your standard backpacking loadout with a few requirements. You'll need a camp stove. Open fires are not permitted within this park. A bear canister. There are bears throughout this area. Keep your food and scented items away from your campsite to avoid an unwanted encounter. A water filter. There's no need to haul water on Kasugi Ridge, as there are plenty of places to fill your canteen. Gear for the weather. Any weather. A cell phone and a charger, but don't count on service. Let someone know where you're going to be and when you'll be back. The Kasugi Ridge Trail runs for 22 miles between the Talkeetna Mountains and the Alaska Range. The trail has several access points to choose from if you don't have enough time for the whole ridge. We're starting at Little Coal Creek Trailhead, which is at milepost 163.9 and traversing from north to south.
Good morning, I'm Chris Love, Park Ranger with Denali State Park.
And I'm Emily Angel with Alaska State Parks.
We're here today at the Little Coal Creek Trailhead. It's the northernmost trailhead for the Kasugi Ridge Trail.
We're going to start on this trail today and take about a 3-day backpacking trip. Destination is Byers Lake. It's about 25 miles for us. We're expecting a little bit of everything for the weather in the next few days, so it'll be pretty typical for Kasugi Ridge. So let's go for a hike.
Yeah, let's do it.
Getting up to the ridge is tough, so you'll want to be prepared for the ascent on the first day. On our way up the ridge, a thick fog rolled in, reminding us to be prepared for sudden changes in the weather. At a steady pace, you'll be up to the ridge in about 3 to 4 hours. At the headwaters of Little Coal Creek, you'll need to cross this talus field. Watch your step on the uneven footing, as injuries have occurred here in the past.
So be careful, take your time, and we'll see you on the other side.
Passing Little Coal Creek, you start traversing Kasugi Ridge proper. Once you're on the ridge, following the trail is easy, but you're not finished climbing. The high point of the trail is a little over half a mile past the Little Coal Creek crossing. It's all downhill from here, more or less. The trail over the tundra is well marked with cairns, but a compass and map is always a good idea. 10-Mile Tarn is a popular spot to overnight, but we decided to take advantage of the weather and keep moving along the trail. We camped for the night about a mile away from Ermine Hill and the next trail junction. After breakfast, we spotted this black bear who came to check out our campsite, reminding us to stay vigilant about where we store our food. After packing up, we headed off towards the trail junction to meet our escort for the rest of the hike.
All right, so we're here at the Ermine Hill Trail Junction. We started at Little Coal Creek yesterday and put in about 14 miles. It was a really great hike and the crew did very well. At this point though, I'm going to be heading south down the Ermine Trail, and Park Specialist Justin Fuller-Allen is going to be taking over the trip and heading the group to Skinny Lake.
So we're going to be heading up this trail towards Byers Lake. It's about 18 miles ahead of us. We're hoping to hit Skinny Lake tonight, which is just a few miles down the hill there.
So on that note, thanks, Chris.
You bet. Best of luck
Been
on your
fun.
trip. You
Happy
bet.
trails.
Have a good day. We'll see you guys later.
Just past the Ermine Hill Junction, you'll walk through these strange rock formations, known locally as hoodoos. Make sure you take the trail between these two rocks. A nearby spur leads to a dead end. Right after the junction, the trail drops down about 1,000 feet. On a clear day, you can see across to where you'll be headed.
The valley below, and then slowly work our way up these granite ridge lines, all the way up to Golag, the high point.
We were making pretty good time since the weather was cooperating. While making our way up the ramp towards Skinny Lake, we started seeing our first partial views of Denali. The clear weather kept up as we made our way along Skinny Lake. This is a convenient place to stay for an overnight, with several established tent pads and a nearby outhouse. We were still going strong, and since we had plenty of daylight and the weather looked good, we decided to make our way to the ascent of Golag Peak at 2,970 feet. Without any protection from the wind along the ramp, we pushed on till we made it to the top of Golag Peak. We were cold, exhausted, and hungry from the long day, so we settled down near a small lake past the Golag with a bit of protection from the wind. The next morning, we woke up to find Denali in full view. Face to face with North America's largest peak, we couldn't help but feel excited. Lucky breaks like this make Kasugi Ridge stand out from any other hike in Alaska. Our last leg along the ridge is pretty easy going, with only slight elevation changes up and down. We hiked the trail in mid-September and the tundra was alive with fall colors. Trenching like this can make the trail difficult to navigate. The weather stayed clear on our last day, and Denali was out in full effect. Soggy patches of tundra like this give this trail the nickname Kasugi Ridge. Waterproof boots and extra socks are a must. If you have some, you'll be glad you brought your gaiters. We were lucky enough to spot this black bear off in the distance munching down on berries to prepare for the winter. Bears aren't a rare sight on the ridge. Keep your distance and you can observe them safely. The weather stayed clear as we approached Cascade Junction. The Cascade Trail has some steep sections, which may make you glad you brought your trekking poles. Once the trail flattens out, it's not far to Byers Lake. Once you reach the Byers Lake Loop Trail, you can take the bridge right back to the campsites or take the long way around the lake. Once you get to the campground, you can wait for your ride or stick around for an evening by the campfire at Byers Lake.
Here we are at Byers Lake Trailhead after successfully completing the Kasugi Ridge Trail. Woke up this morning to just beautiful clear skies and got rewarded with great views of the mountain the whole way down.
It's been a great trip. So we started at Little Coal Creek and we ended here at Byers Lake. We really did have a little bit of everything for the weather, and it's, like you said, just been really rewarding. If you're gonna go out and hike this trail, go ahead and brag about where you've been. Hashtag AK State Parks on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
Cool.